$175 credit that was given to all of the residents that have new meters, I'm under the understanding, and I do have it right here, that that money that was given to the village is to be used for the COVID pandemic only. Now, a month ago, Mayor, you told me that the reason you guys came up with $175 was because so many people were behind in their water bills. They've been behind in their water bills for many years because nobody read the meters. So that is not COVID related. And we all in the village pay water bills. And you are discriminating against all renters by not giving us some kind of credit out of that CARE Act. The CARE Act also states, and I quote, "The money is to stabilize the finances of healthcare providers and for rent relief and mortgage assistance for renters and homeowners." So what are you giving the renters besides nothing?
Is that it?
No, I got more.
You're gonna have 3 minutes. You're gonna have 3 minutes.
You never did answer the
No, you
question
only have
either
3
of,
minutes.
there's $414,000 left out of,
You only have 3 minutes.
I
it's
yield.
my time.
You only have 3 minutes.
I yield.
You'll yield just 3 minutes, so now I got 3 more.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I just
No,
yield.
you do not.
I yield my
Yes.
No, does anybody else have any comments?
You can yield,
Anybody else want to go?
and you gotta quit bullying
No, you
us.
have
We
three
have a
minutes.
right
No, you have
to
3
ask
minutes.
these questions of all of you.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to close the meeting to the public.
No, you didn't give me a chance.
You can't do that. No.
We need to call the news media.
CBS is here tomorrow morning. I wanna know where the $414,000 that's left from that CARES Act is gonna go.
All right, John, go ahead.
Okay, Clerk Chavez, last time I was here, you timed me, and now I know I'm being timed again, and I felt kind of shortchanged. I watched it on YouTube, and it was kind of verified. You cut me off at 2.5 minutes. Could you stop doodling when I'm speaking to you, please? Clerk Chavez.
They cut you off
Thank
when they
you,
don't wanna
thank
answer
you.
your
I'm only
question.
asking for respect, Mayor. December 18th, I dropped off requesting some documents from clerk's office. I didn't get them for like 2 months, so I called back last week. Clerk Chavez says they've been sitting here, just laying here. I said, well, you got my number, why didn't you call me? She says, well, I didn't know if your number was still active. That's rather unbecoming for a clerk. Now I gotta speed forward because I know you're gonna cut me by the...
Yeah, you got it.
Concerning grants, you said we spent 82 grand on sidewalks, 82 grand on streets each last year. That tells me we didn't apply for a grant for them. Now, in the sewer, in my alley today, Cal City Plumbing was out there and they started the sewer cleaning and digging it up. Some tells me you gotta request the grant a year ahead of time. You haven't applied for a grant for that either, so we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars that people, you can shake your head all you want.
He's a bully.
You know what, I'm
You have
basically
anything
done.
else?
What?
Oh, man.
Mayor, this is why you got to go, sir.
Comment? Thank you. Does anybody else have a
He didn't
comment?
have his 3
He
minutes.
didn't have his
Anybody
3
else have a
minutes.
comment?
He still had a minute left,
John,
John.
go ahead,
You
finish.
said that was all.
You shut me up. You've shut me up.
Control your mouth, okay?
This is the first time you ladies have spoken to me in 3 years. What is our current deficit, ladies? You're both on the dog. I asked the question. You're both on the finance committee. What's our current deficit? Better yet, I got one last question. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Concerning the term limits. Generally speaking, term limits are 2 4-year terms, okay? The last election, you had term limits. I'm glad you guys spoke up because you reminded me of this. 2019 had term limits on the ballot. It didn't say what the definition of it was. Turns out it's for 3 4-year terms, and it's not active as of 19. It comes active as of this year. Why the heck did you not, why didn't you have it come into effect on 2019 when you had it on the ballot, Mayor? You wrote the thing.
He was blocking mine.
Mayor, now I'm done talking. If you can answer that question, please.
Blocking my petition.
Does anyone have anything else?
Yes.
open the session to the public. If you have any public comments, then you can make your comment. This will not be a Q&A. This will not be a Q&A. So, meaning that we will not be answering questions. But if you want to make a comment to the board, please certainly do that. So at this time, I will ask for a motion to open the meeting to the public.
Make a motion.
We now open for public comment.
Yes, I'm John Haidu. Mr. Polk, last meeting when I was here, you told me that I've lived here for 58 years, and I really don't know what's going on in Burnham besides that. And I take offense to that. You know, I've seen your report card, which is the audits, and you've been mayor for 16 years. You started with $800,000 surplus, and today you have a $6.3 million deficit. Them are both facts. I've been self-employed in Burnham for 21 years as a handyman, and I have no report card, but I do have a house, so I've done okay. If I ran my business like you run Burnham, sir, I'd be in bankruptcy, but you get away with that in politics and government. I'll compare my business record against yours anytime you want to, sir, okay? My second point is I see tonight's agenda, the board is voting to approve the community block grant application. A few weeks ago, I forwarded the clerk how many grants were applied for in 2018, 19, and 20. The clerk responded, 1 for them years, the water main on Torrance. I looked at it and says, wow, now you apply for a grant after I pointed it out on my last flyer to you. I think it's cute, Mayor. It's about time, but it's too late. Also, tonight you're gonna approve a $50,000 police vehicle and a $60,000 piece of equipment for the fire department. They might need that, I'm sure they do, but I gotta ask, why not apply for a grant for both of them? Thirdly, the board approved the $175 credit for that, the CARES Act. I'm assuming everyone on the board here owns a home, so you all get the $175 credit. Thing is, I've done some digging over the last couple of weeks, and I talked to the principal of Burnham School. Burnham School has 90% kids are in poverty. I also went on the website and to Google it, I says, what's the Village of Burnham poverty rate? It popped up a picture of Duckworth, picture of Durban, and it popped up 24% poverty rate in Burnham. I'm thinking to myself, you know, you guys got yourselves, you're part of the credit, but the most needy people in the village, Mayor, you wrote this thing and you all approved it. The most needy people in the village don't get a penny of it. Also, after the meeting last time, my neighbor Steve and I, John, you called me over by you. You're the finance chairman. I asked you told both Steve and I asked you, what do you guys plan on doing with the remaining 420 grand that's sitting in the general fund now? Your response to us, whatever we want to. So basically the money's gonna be sitting in the general fund while all the needy people, the neediest in Burnham, sit and get nothing for it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Any other public comment?
Yes, I have.
I'll ask for it.
My name is Pamela Dickerson, and I live on the 2600 block of Goodrich, and we would like.
I mean, if there are issues that we have, then we need to take them to the proper authority. You know, the Village of Burnham, you know, has to be within a legal mandate in order for us to make certain decisions. You know, just like we can't come into your house and tell you that the light is too bright. We don't like the light turn it off. We don't have the legal authority to do that. So if people have issues, if you have issues with your landlord, then it needs to go to the landlord. And it should not come to the Village of Burnham. Because we have to make sure that we don't involve ourselves in any type of litigation that would be unwarranted. You know, so we've been at this for a while, so we kind of do have a little experience at there, so we want to keep the village out of the business that we don't need to be in. Now, if it's the issue of public safety, you know, something like that, and we certainly will have to know about that, and we'll try to do whatever it is that we can. And so in other words, instead of the people coming here and trying to make it Burnham's responsibility, and starting trouble here for political reasons, and trying to hijack the meeting on something they could have just come to the landlord and spoke to about. And just like you saying now, you're gonna give them the credit, and that would probably be equivalent to a month of, a month of free water for them. That would be my estimation. So, again, so I'm glad you did come tonight, and I invited you. And the Village of Burnham is about helping the people that we can. Whatever we do, we're gonna make sure it's legal. I mean, because I'm not going to jail, I can tell you that right now. All right, that being said, thank you.
Can I just say one thing about that?
No,
Oh, it's
open
closed.
session is closed.
It's closed.
That's not
Um, the report from First Chevelle.
Good evening, everyone. The clerk's office continues to serve our residents with no interruptions of service during this pandemic. Because of the pandemic, the clerk's office has been closed for the safety of our residents and our staff. This was unprecedented event worldwide. We have continued to monitor the state's guidelines for COVID-19. There has been less reported cases of COVID, and with now having the vaccine available, we can move forward. I'm happy to announce that the clerk's office window will be open on Monday, March 15th. The office window will reopen Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. We will continue to serve our residents over the phone or email or by our night job. Only one resident will be allowed at times to be serviced at the window because of social distancing is not available. Again, we will continue to practice social distancing, mask is required, and temperature checks to be taken at the clerk's office window. The village will always seek and has always applied for grants to bring in